share, subscribe.
The Midnight Driver. Before I tell you this story, I need you to do something. Look at your phone right now. Check the time. Remember it, because by the end of this tale, you might find yourself questioning whether time moves the same way for everyone. This happened to my friend Marcus 3 weeks ago. Marcus was the kind of guy who prided himself on being logical, practical. He was a night shift security guard who drove the same route home every morning at exactly 3:17 a.m. Same roads, same shortcuts, same McDonald's drive-thru for his post-work coffee. But on March 15th, something changed. Marcus had just finished his shift at the industrial complex downtown. Typical Tuesday night. A few false alarms, some paperwork, nothing unusual. He locked up at 3:15 a.m., just like always, and headed to his beat-up Honda Civic in the empty parking lot. The radio crackled to life as he started the engine. Some late-night DJ was playing old rock songs, talking between tracks about those strange hours when the world belongs to someone else. Marcus half listened, more focused on getting home to his bed. He pulled onto Riverside Drive, the long, winding road that cut through the woods between downtown and his neighborhood. It was a route he'd driven hundreds of times. 23 minutes door to door, not a single traffic light for 12 miles. That's when he noticed the car behind him. At first, it was just headlights in his rearview mirror. Nothing strange about that. But after 5 minutes on an otherwise empty road, the car was still there. Same distance. Never getting closer. Never falling back. Marcus tried the old test. He slowed down to 35 in a 45 zone. The car behind him slowed down too. He sped up to 60. The headlights maintained their exact distance. Probably just going the same way. He muttered to himself, but his hands tightened on the steering wheel. That's when his radio started acting up. The music cut out, replaced by static. But within that static, Marcus could swear he heard something else. A voice. Whispering. He reached for the radio dial, trying to tune to a clearer station. That's when he made his first mistake. He took his eyes off the road for just a second. When he looked back up, the car behind him was gone. Narrator pauses for effect. Marcus checked his mirrors again. Nothing. Empty road stretching into darkness. He must have imagined how close it had been following him. Just paranoia from too many late nights and too much caffeine. But then he saw something that made his blood freeze. His own headlights. In his rearview mirror. It was impossible. He was looking at the back of his own car, watching his own Honda Civic following himself down Riverside Drive. Same scratched bumper, same faded blue paint, same license plate. Marcus slammed on the brakes. The car behind him, his car, stopped at exactly the same moment, maintaining that perfect distance. He sat there for 30 seconds, engine idling, staring at what couldn't possibly be real. Then he did what any rational person would do. He called his brother Dave. Dave, I know it's late, but something weird is happening. Marcus? Dave's voice was thick with sleep and confusion. Dude, what are you talking about? You called me an hour ago saying the exact same thing. What? No. I didn't. I just got off work. Marcus, look at your phone. Check the time. Marcus pulled his phone from his pocket. 2:23 a.m., but that was impossible. He'd left work at 3:15. He'd been driving for at least 20 minutes. It should have been almost 4 a.m. Dave, what time did I call you before? Same time, 2:23. You said you were on Riverside Drive and someone was following you. Then the call just cut out. I tried calling back, but it went straight to voicemail. Marcus hung up and looked in his rearview mirror again. The other Honda was still there, waiting. He decided to test something. He pulled out his phone and called Dave again. Marcus? Dude, what are you talking about? You called me an hour ago, saying the exact same thing, word for word. Exactly the same conversation. Marcus ended the call and checked his call log. It showed only one call to Dave. At 2:23 a.m., the call he'd just made. That's when Marcus realized he wasn't just being followed. He was caught in some kind of loop. The same 20-minute stretch of road, the same radio static, the same phone call. Over and over. But if he was repeating the same sequence, why could he remember the previous loops? And what was driving the other car? Marcus decided to get a closer look. He put his car in reverse and started backing up toward his doppelganger vehicle. As he got closer, he could see into the other car's windshield. There was a driver. Someone who looked exactly like him, wearing the same security uniform, the same tired expression. But the other Marcus wasn't looking back at him. The other Marcus was staring straight ahead, hands at 10 and 2, following some invisible script. Marcus rolled down his window and shouted, "Hey! What the hell is this?" The other Marcus didn't react, didn't even blink. That's when Marcus noticed something else. On the passenger seat of the other car was a newspaper. He could just make out the headline, "Local security guard dies in late, night crash." And below that, a smaller headline, "Riverside Drive claims another victim." Marcus grabbed his own phone and Googled his name. The first result made him sick. Marcus Chen, 28, was killed early Tuesday morning when his vehicle left the roadway on Riverside Drive. Police believe he fell asleep at the wheel. The accident occurred at approximately 3:17 a.m. Marcus checked the article's timestamp. It was published 3 days ago. He'd been dead for 3 days. But if he was dead, what was he? And why was he trapped in this loop? Marcus looked at the other version of himself again. The Marcus who didn't know he was dead, who was just driving home from work like any other night, completely unaware of what was about to happen. That's when Marcus understood. He wasn't the one being followed. He was the one doing the following. Every night, the Marcus who didn't know he was dead would drive this route. And every night, the Marcus who did know would follow behind, trying to warn him, trying to save him, but unable to break the pattern. Marcus rolled his window down and screamed, "Don't fall asleep! Check your phone! Call Dave! Something!" But the other Marcus couldn't hear him, or wouldn't hear him. Marcus watched in horror as the other car began to drift slightly toward the shoulder. The living Marcus was getting tired, fighting to keep his eyes open after a long shift. "No, no, no," Marcus whispered, pressing the accelerator, trying to get alongside the other car, trying to honk his horn, but his horn made no sound. His headlights cast no light that the other Marcus could see. Marcus could only watch as his own car, driven by the version of himself who still thought he was alive, drifted off the road and into the trees. The crash was surprisingly quiet. Just the sound of metal meeting wood, glass breaking, and then through their final moments, hoping this time will be different, hoping they can save themselves. But they never can. Marcus has been making that drive every night for 3 weeks now. Same route, same crash, same 3:17 a.m. And here's the thing that should keep you awake tonight. Last week, the city installed traffic cameras on Riverside Drive. They were trying to figure out why so many people have accidents on that stretch of road. The footage shows something interesting. Every night at 3:17 a.m., the cameras pick up the heat signature of multiple vehicles on that road. Dozens of them, all driving the same route, all heading toward the same stretch of trees. But here's what the cameras don't show. Any actual cars. Just heat signatures. Following themselves. Forever. So the next time you're driving late at night, and you notice a car that seems to be following you a little too closely, maintaining that perfect distance no matter what you do, check the time. If it's 3:17 a.m. and you're anywhere near Riverside Drive, that might not be another driver behind you. That might be you, following yourself home. One last time. Remember to check the time again. How long did this story take? Are you sure?
Thanks for watching.